Lowertown is a Rochester neighborhood located directly north of downtown Rochester and walking distance to the Mayo Clinic downtown. Today I'm going to talk to a Lowertown board member, homeowner, and business owner to learn more about this great neighborhood. Here with me I have Laura Zastrow. Welcome, Laura. So tell us a little bit more about what attracted you to this great neighborhood.
Hey, Joe. Thank you so much for chatting with me. I'm looking forward to it. My husband and my family and myself moved to Rochester in 2020, so we've been here about 2 years. And when we were shopping for a home, we were shopping from afar and went through the process of finding a realtor online. Unfortunately, we didn't find you at the time, but we'll always be buying more homes in our life. But we worked with a realtor from afar and had the opportunity to see homes and kind of like tour them without actually being here in Rochester. So what drew us to the home that we picked here in Lowertown, we found a house that is over 100 years old, and we were looking for something with a unique character and enough bedrooms for all my kids. An opportunity to have a garage, which we didn't have coming from a bigger city, so that's been quite a delight, an extra bonus, I guess, that we weren't necessarily expecting when we moved here. I would say coming from afar, the proximity to downtown, like you mentioned, was really a draw. So even 15 minutes to walk down to like Cafe Steam in the heart of downtown, in the midst of Mayo and all that, is really a great opportunity to just have such access to that. We're really near to the river. We're actually bordered by rivers on 3 sides. So the Silver Lake is one of them, the dammed Zastrow River. So that's a block from my house. We have lots of murals, we have bike paths, we have parks, and then lots of restaurants and businesses really make it a great place for us. We're excited to be here in Lowertown.
Awesome. So it sounds like the proximity kind of to the downtown area was something that you guys liked. Having a garage, do you have any special use for your garage or what was it so important?
Yeah. So while we aren't big car people, which maybe you sensed from all the walking and biking that I mentioned, we do own 1 car, but we didn't need this 2.5 car garage for all that. So we actually spend some time taking photos out here for our business, and it's been a great use for that, and just having some separation from the kids as well.
Cool. So how long does it take, you mentioned you're not big on like cars, so how long does it take to go to like downtown, or if someone wanted to move there to go work at Mayo Clinic, what's kind of the distance?
Yeah, I would say I'm kind of centrally located in Lowertown. So depending on if the resident is a little more south, it's going to be a quicker walk, maybe by 5 minutes. If they're a little bit, like if they're on the northern end of the neighborhood, it maybe it's going to be an additional 5 minutes for me. But for me to get down to Center Street and Broadway, which is the center of downtown, that's where our grid comes off of, it's probably a 10-minute walk.
Oh, wow.
Not power walking or anything like that, just strolling with my headphones in. So it's a good walk too, lots of good things to see, and a safe walk as well, which I appreciate.
Have you ever taken a Lime scooter to downtown?
Yes.
Okay.
You can't ride those on the sidewalk,
Okay.
but Lime scooters are great to get around with, and I love seeing them around Lowertown. I encourage people to try them out if they haven't yet.
Cool. So what's one of your favorite places to go eat in Lowertown?
Yeah, that's a great question. We have a lot of really good options, but there's a lot of cool things like bubble tea or Indian food just on Broadway. But our favorite place to go just around the corner from our house is Mi Pueblo Taqueria, which is a little food truck that actually doesn't move. It's always in the Great Harvest parking lot, but they're open evenings. And so we can go for late night street tacos and just like stroll over there. And it's a good experience.
I haven't been there, but I need to check it out. I've been to the Indian restaurant, Pho Chow, which is also really good.
Okay.
And that tea place is also really good as well. So you have plenty of options, right?
Yeah, my kids love walking and getting bubble tea. They can do that on their own because it's just around the corner. And then if you make it to the Mi Pueblo, Joe, my husband really likes the barbacoa tacos. I usually get the chicken.
Okay, I'll have to try that one. That sounds really good. So what's walking like in the winter? Because obviously here in Minnesota, we get a lot of snow. It gets really cold. What's it like when it's that cold? Do you still walk a lot? Do you have to drive? How do you get around?
Yeah, I would say we do walk pretty often in the winter. I don't know how much we actually do for transportation, but it's a very easy shot to downtown, certainly. And it's a requirement of the city to keep everything plowed, all the sidewalks plowed, as well as we have bike lanes that are separate from the street here in Lowertown. Broadway was just redone about a year ago.
Yes. And
so our stretch of Broadway, and the improvements will continue out of Lowertown as well, but they just started here. And we have these cycle tracks that are adjacent to the sidewalks. So one can additionally bike on something that's already plowed and separate from the streets. But walking, I would say, is pretty easy. You just got to bundle up, which we Midwesterners know to have all the layers and a warm coat and and socks on, I guess.
Or at least you learned that very quickly, because I came from Florida and I had to learn very quickly.
I'm not jealous of that transition.
Yeah, the first year was fun. The second year was like, okay, it's gonna be like this every year after. So tell me, what are some fun things to do or activities, things you can do in Lowertown?
Yeah. So, gosh, there's so many good things. We have 2 theaters for such a small, just a small little facet of this town. We have both a small like film theater, like art film theater called Gray Duck. And then there's additionally very close to my house, the Repertory Theater, which is a small like acting theater. We've gone to shows at both of those and they're lovely. So those are good, like more cold weather things perhaps. In the warm weather, we are, as Lowertown, the neighborhood, trying to do more events. So we did some events this summer in our neighborhood at Goose Egg Park. And we hope to do even more coming up. So keep your eyes peeled for that. There are also a ton of amazing murals around our neighborhood. We need to put those on the website so people can find them, I think. So those are a fun little walk around. And additionally, we go to Dairy Queen, which is the first one, self-proclaimed. I haven't checked out the history of it, but they claim to be the first Dairy Queen in Minnesota, which is just down the road. Yeah. And then obviously the parks are so good, whether you like walking or biking or taking your dog out or playing tennis or pickleball or the kids playing on the playground. There's just no limit to the options, I would say.
Yeah, sounds like there's so many things to do in Lowertown and you have a lot of options. You talked about there being a Lowertown website. I must say that I was very impressed when I saw that Lowertown had their own Instagram page that was well done with a lot of photos, a great way to get a little more insight about the neighborhood with pictures and some videos. So I was very impressed with that. And also, I think it's cool, like, being a realtor in real estate, when you see a neighborhood that has a very active neighborhood association. I think that's always really good. So I'm impressed that you guys have those things in place.
Thank you, Joe. It's a lot of work of the community members, but it obviously is very important to us and passion driven too. So it's good to hear the feedback that it shows.
Good, cool. So I guess since we're, we kind of talked about the neighborhood now, I guess I wanted to talk a little bit more about like the real estate. So I actually did a little investigating, getting some statistics about Lowertown neighborhood, and I found a couple of things I wanted to share. So first thing, median sale price is about $200,000, which is really good. Median sale price in Rochester as a whole is closer to $310,000. So it's a very affordable neighborhood if you're looking for kind of like your first home and something that's going to be affordable. Homes in this neighborhood usually sell within like 2 weeks, which is really fast. And you'll find a lot of mostly like smaller homes. I mean, like 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom. You can find some 3-2s on the bigger end, 4-bedroom, 2 bathrooms. And then homes size-wise range anywhere from 900 square feet to 2,000 square feet. That would be kind of like the bigger homes. If you can get a 2-car garage, that's awesome. There's homes with like 1-car garages. And so to give people a little like idea of what they can expect if they're looking for a house in this neighborhood, because obviously it's a really fun and cool neighborhood with a lot of things to do. So I guess I just wanted to share that.
Thank you. My husband and I keep an eye on the Zillow of the neighborhood fairly often, which I'm not sure if you recommend that as a source. Perhaps I shouldn't have said Zillow. But we keep an eye on that pretty regularly. And it seemed like this was a highly desirable area this summer. And we're very excited to see what's in store for the future, because I think it's only going to continue.
Perfect. I agree. So if you have any more questions about Lowertown or living here in Rochester, you can definitely feel free to reach out to Laura or myself. We're happy to talk about living here in Rochester. And we'll also have our contact information on the video description below, and the website to Lowertown and the Instagram page, so you can check that out. Laura, thank you so much for joining me, and hope everyone has a great day.
Joe, thank you so much. It was wonderful talking with you. It's good to hear your perspective on Lowertown, because coming from my side of the things as resident, but I look forward to seeing whom you bring to share this community with us in Rochester.
Perfect. Thank you.